Hello and welcome back everybody to Symphonic Rain. So, we're at the Scuola Comunale di Musica Piova, and according to the guide I'm supposed to go to the Cenacolo. I don't speak Italian colo. So, let's follow the guide and see what the Cenacolo is actually, because I have no idea. Seems like there are pianos. Is it like the practice room or something? Oh, by the way, do you see that? We fixed the font. So now you can actually read the text. Hooray! I'm stupid. Like really stupid. But hey, as long as it is fixed now. I stepped in my tracks in front of the... I'm gonna call it Cenacolo. If the pronunciation is wrong, let me know in the comments. Which served as a social gathering place for students. I rarely ever came here and didn't have good memories of the times I did. I convinced myself that times like these were ideal for making use of this place, and resolutely opened the door. Inside, a number of students who were busy performing interrupted their performance and looked my way. All of these students who are not sitting on these chairs. I think Chris is crazy. Whoops. Shit. Did they think an acquaintance of theirs had entered? I was sure the majority of students present this early were the diligent types who had their private lessons in the morning, like me. I had my lessons in the morning for different reasons though. Hello? I lightly bowed my head. I recognized one of the students' faces from somewhere. Probably someone from Fartle department. I was once again reminded of the non-existence of my social life at school. I decided to observe the developments in the room for a bit. Man, let me tell you. Like, sometimes it's really tough. For me, not actually in school, though. Like, in school, I always had, like, a group of friends. And, to be honest, like, in school, I never even had people I really... Okay, there were people I didn't like, but no one that really, like, bothered me out of my mind, you know? Like, made me crazy. Maybe like one or two persons, and I'm looking at it now with a positive nostalgia view, you know? I'm looking at it with a positive nostalgia view. But in university, man, I had some problems connecting with people. Let me tell you. It's kind of weird, you know? When you first come into university, everything is so different. Like, not from the learning schedule or anything. I mean, university is, sadly, at least in Germany, kinda like school 2.0, only that you do even more stuff. Which is sad, but it is the way it is. Thank you to the bachelor and master system, everything gets stuffed into a very short time. All the stuff we have to learn is stuffed in a short period of time, and so thank you, America, for that. And, anyway, that's not the important part. The important part is, you see people like once a week and then you don't see them at all for the whole week. It's hard connecting with so many different people in so many different courses, you know? Like, you have classes. Like, you have this class and you have this class, and some people you see once a week. Most of the people, actually. How are you supposed to, you know, kind of connect with them? It's complicated. Oh, I already read that. As the student, whom I recognized earlier, glanced my way, he said some things to his friend he was performing with, and they soon resumed playing. He probably realized that it was pointless to try and start a conversation with me. In that case, I should just start talking to them. But despite realizing it, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Just as their judgment was correct, my intuition should have been correct as well. By the way, I should probably put... Usually Bandicam deletes the mouse from the screen. But this game kinda doesn't. Or in this game it doesn't work, I don't know. So I should put the musical note somewhere it doesn't distract people, you know? Maybe like down in the right corner or something. As more and more students flowed in, the people performing and people conversing gradually began to spread out over the room. And I, belonging to neither group, was reduced to being a wallflower. Why the heck did I come to a place like this? Right, I came here in search of a partner. I was in this situation right now because I'd been forced to act like I had a place to search in front of Carter. I was painfully reminded just how alien I was here. I lost all motivation to search for someone, and right when I felt like going home, my eyes met those of a female student standing across from me.
誰かと待ち合わせですか?
The girl spoke in a soft, hesitant tone of voice as she tentatively stepped toward. No, I'm not. Bewildered at suddenly being talked to, I only barely managed to produce a reply. Does she have oh, she has little ribbons in the end of her hair. Kinda reminds me of Asterix and Obelix, which I guess is not the most positive thing for a girl in a visual novel. Man, that's a great comic. I think I've talked in Klannert about Asterix and Obelix before, but it's really a good comic. And it also had great cartoons. So if you've never seen it, go watch it. I was a bit taken... God damn it, and I can't read today. I was a bit taken in by her reserved, polite manner of speech.
そうなんですか? では、ここにはどうして?
At that point, I cut in. Sorry, but I was about to leave. Although I wouldn't have minded talking to her for a bit, this wasn't really a place I wanted to be for too long. Excuse me. Ah, come on, Chris. She had a sprite. She's important. With that, I went outside. The rain was rather heavy today. Because of that, I felt kind of down. It was only normal this morning. When did it start pouring so hard? Unlike the drizzle-like, minuscule droplets that usually fell, these were large and could be seen with the naked eye. Maybe I'll wait for a bit. I gazed at the sky for a short while from a dry location in front of the entrance. As I was spacing out, thinking of what to do next, my field of vision was suddenly tainted black.
よかったらどうですか?
Huh? Oh, that is how Chris looks like. Man, everyone got the Klannert look. The giant eyes. Well, I guess the faces look kinda different. But also not very detailed faces. Yeah, I guess a lot of visual novels look like this. I actually don't know, is this older or newer than Klannert? I think I read somewhere that it's from 2007, so it should be older, but to be honest, I'm not sure anymore. It seemed I had walked a bit further outside without noticing me. My bangs and shoulders were soaked. And as if to make me notice, an umbrella was somehow opened up above me. Only when it stopped raining on me did I realize that I had been out in the rain. Dumbfounded, I stood there just watching the umbrella. Of course, umbrellas were sold all over, and sometimes you could see people with raised umbrellas around. But since I arrived here, this might have been the first time I have actually been under one myself. I slowly came to the realization that this umbrella was being held by someone, and turned my head to look. I suspected it was Torta for a second, but apparently I don't even know how my friends sound! But that thought was quickly proven wrong. You are...
自己紹介してなかったですね。私の名前はファルシータ。ファルシータ・フォーセット。
Oh, the boy. Now, I don't know if your name is actually pronounced Falsita, because in Japanese there is no SI, there is only a she. So I don't know, is your name actually pronounced Falsita, or is it pronounced Falsita? Well, according to the guide, your name is your nickname is Fal or something like that. So I guess we don't run too much into this problem, but I guess we will see. Still holding the umbrella, she suddenly inclined her head without changing her expression. Is something the matter?
いえ、歩きながら話しましょうか。
Sure. Like the raining animation. Like, you can see even the droplets hitting the floor. That's pretty cool. Okay, I guess in a game where it rains the whole time, the rain should be well animated, but still, cool detail is cool detail. I still didn't understand how I came to walk together with a strange person under one umbrella. Hey, kinda romantic. Unlike the sound of the rain hitting the ground, the sound of it hitting the umbrella was surprisingly faint. I had introduced myself while we were walking. Since then, the two of us hadn't exchanged a word.
どうかしましたか?
No. Since I was holding the umbrella, the girl was currently empty-handed. I didn't do this to impress her or anything. I knew myself well enough to know that I wasn't the kind of person. I merely figured it wouldn't be good etiquette to have someone else hold my umbrella.
こんな風に強引にお誘いしてしまって迷惑でした?
Okay, now, first of all, if you're hearing this, this is the neighbor's dog. And second of all, oh, boy. God damn it, brain fart. Brain fart, I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, why is it his umbrella? Since when does he... Did he mention that he brought an umbrella? I thought he always, and everyone always, ran in the rain. So why is it his umbrella? She seemed flustered and slowed down her pace. Before she had a chance to come to a complete halt, I continued speaking, inciting her to pick up the pace again. No, that is not it. It's just that it's really unusual for me to be walking under an umbrella.
そうですか? そういえばそうですね。この町の人はあまり傘を使わないみたいですか?
Yes, but thank you.
いえ、お気になさらずに。
But what were you doing then? I thought you had business at the Cenacolo.
それは...
She hesitated for a moment, as if it were difficult for her to say.
あなたが少し辛そうな顔をしていたから。
Ah, so she's the, you know, the one that takes care of you. Well, you know, I know I'm playing according to a walkthrough. And I know we're on your route, lady. But, Chris, take her. I did?
ええ。それで具合が悪いのかと思って外に出てみたら、雨を見上げているのが見えたので。
Is that so? I readjusted my grip on the umbrella and continued. Thank you for your concern.
いえ。
She lightly turned aside my expression of gratitude and simply bowed her head. Is that really all? Have we perhaps met before somewhere? I changed the subject to shake off my unusual embarrassment. I certainly had the feeling I had heard of her name before. Then again, her gentle demeanor and refined features made her an all-around impressive-looking girl. If I had actually met her in class, I probably wouldn't have forgotten her. At the very least, it was out of the question that I had met her at a Fortel castle. Besides that, I couldn't think of any other occasions I could have possibly met her. I just had that feeling, that is all. The girl smiled as I almost apologetically added this. She then began to laugh humbly.
どこかで会ったことあるかもしれませんよ。
Oh, you're playing mysterious, huh? Now that, on the other hand, I'm not the biggest fan of. Chris, don't take her. A possibility.
確かじゃないですけど。
What do you mean?
クリスさんが学院の行事にきちんと出ているのなら、お会いしたことはあると思いますよ。
Events, huh? I've never actively participated in those. Unless they were compulsory. I almost never attended.
そうなんですか? それでもどこかで見たことはあるかもしれませんね。私、学院で生徒会長をしていたんですよ。今年の春までですけど。
So you didn't vote for her, Chris, and that is why she's out of her job. A bad person, Chris. Ah, is that so? Oh, now that you mention it. I had a feeling I'd heard her speak at some event before. I never felt like listening to those speeches, so I'd never been concerned with... God damn it. So I'd never been concerned with who the speaker was. Sorry.
どうして謝るんですか?
Sorry for not being a diligent student.
お気になさらずに。
I wonder how many times this maid that she'd said those words with such grace of manner. I could tell it was second nature to her, and that it came straight from her heart. A lot of children from aristocratic and upper-class families were enrolled in this institute. I suppose I shouldn't have expected anything less from a student council president. So what you're telling me is that aristocratic and upper-class families are automatically more forgiving. Man, Chris. Like, there is a lot of things that make me angry. But, like, snobbish bullshit like this, that is like red flag for me. Like, if you say something like this again, I might explode. I'm calm now. I'm telling you now that I'm disappointed in you, and I don't want to hear or read something like that again. If you say something like this again, I may explode. Thank you. At that moment, we arrived at the border between the main street and the old town. My house is in the old town. Oh, I just realized we walked all this way without me ever asking which way you had to go.
はい。どうかしました?
No, I just figured that your house might not be in the old town, Miss Fawcett. I'll go with Fawcett. I forgot how she pronounced it herself, to be honest.
そんなことないですよ。私もこっちですから。
Oh, I see. She had this air around her that said she wasn't suited to live in a cheap apartment in the old town like I do. Stop at your bourgeois pick!
どうかしましたか?
Yeah, Tomoya is a goddamn upper class loving ass sniffling, I don't know. Actually, I'm wondering because why I'm not more angry at this. Usually, like, if there's one thing that annoys me, it's people who are like, yeah, oh, she's like aristocratic or she's upper class. Well, no wonder she has good manners. Like, I know so... Okay, I don't know many rich people because I myself, I am not rich. Therefore, I do not, attend the circles of rich people. But I knew quite a few people who were rich. Who are rich or had rich parents at least. And like a lot of them were actually assholes. Quite a lot of them. So this makes no sense. No, it's nothing. Sorry. It really wasn't something to ask someone you just met. Also, you know, it's just about having prejudices. Like, why is it better being rich or poor? Like, can't we just all be humans? All this nonsense angers me. God damn it. I decided not to touch on it.
そうですか。あ、それと、そんなに堅苦しい呼び方じゃなくて、ファルって呼んでください。親しい人はみんなそう呼びますから。
Okay, so we go with fal and not fel. Okay, makes sense. I guess it's Italian and not English. Now that I think about it, probably torta, as I called her, is probably more of a torta as it is Italian. I should readjust how I say the names. Fal. I didn't particularly think that I could become close friends with her in the future, but I had no reason to turn down her request. On the other hand, I couldn't afford to be too laid back around here either. I had to watch my manners still.
ええ。
I had to watch my manners. You have to watch your manners around all people. All people are born equal. Is in American Constitution, I think. Not that American Constitution matters to you or to me, to be honest, because I'm German. But still, like, come on. It's a pretty good thing. Like, one best thing America ever wrote is probably all men are born equal, or however that goes. Since our ways home were in the same direction, we were still walking under her umbrella. At least her umbrella.
フォルテール科なんですね。
Since we were students attending the same school, it was only natural for this topic to come up.
すごいです。才能があるんですね。
No, that's not true. I was just lucky. Nothing amazing about it.
本当にそう思ってるんですか?
Of course.
でも、珍しいですね。
That was all she said. She didn't tell me whether she thought it was right or wrong for me to think of it like that.
そういえば、 クリスさんって3年生ですよね。
Yeah, that is right. How do you know?
ちょっと前ですけどコンサートホールで演奏していたでしょ。夏の定期演奏会です。
At this institute, regular concerts were held 3 times a year at the end of each period. But considering the large amount of students performing at these concerts, wouldn't it be hard to watch them all? Unless... Fal, are you a Portellus as well? If that was true, then I think I've said some pretty inconsiderate things just now. But in that case, I also should have at least remembered her face.
いえ、声楽家です。でもポルテール科の演奏は全て聞きましたよ。
Oh, how convenient that you are! Maybe, just maybe, our destiny will be tied together when we perform together. Would be kind of candy, you know? Kind of useful. I'm just saying. But probably too early to ask. Probably too early to ask, yeah. Were you obligated to?
そういうわけではないんですが、楽しかったですよ。
I was just glad when my part was over, personally.
でしょうね。
She sympathized with me, as if she had come to understand me a little from our earlier conversation. I didn't feel too uncomfortable with that. Yeah, she has kinda of a yes-manish attitude. You know, but not in a bad way so far. More of like, she tries to make you comfortable. Which is actually a pretty good trait of a character. Or of any human being. But a vocalist, huh? A silly thought sprang to mind right then. But she seemed very popular, so I'd be surprised if she hadn't already decided on a partner.
あ、そうだ。クリスさんってもうパートナーは決まってますか？
So I had to make a short break because I was interrupted and stuff. And now I'm reloading the save file. And for some reason the save file is stuck in the middle of the word. Chris, do you already have a partner? Well, let's see what happens when I click. Ah, just the next sentence. Too bad, I thought maybe like the whole sentence would come back. Well, just a minor detail anyway. Just when I decided it was better not to try and ask her, she casually asked me that question. Huh? No, not yet.
よかった。私、実はまだパートナーが決まっていないんです。よかったら今度、音を合わせてみませんか？
Okay, now I have a question. Didn't you mention you were in a year below us? Do you also... excuse me. Do you also have to do this? Ah. Well, I guess she doesn't graduate with this test. Or maybe she has to do like a similar test as well. Oh, the musical note. Back down in the downright corner, you damn musical note.
いきなり決めるのは無理だと思いますから、とりあえず一緒に演奏してみる機会があればと思って。
I see. Although I felt it was a little too good to be true, I had no particular reason to refuse. God damn it, wait a second. Very professional, I know. But for some reason there's a frog stuck in my throat. Do you say frog stuck in your throat in English? I remember that I once looked this up, but it is a long time ago. But I feel like you can say there's a frog stuck in my throat in English. Anyway, you know what I mean anyway. We would find out soon enough if we were musically compatible. But are you sure that is alright?
いいんですかって？こちらからお願いしているんですけど。
Well, if it is alright with you, I would love to. I was in the middle of searching for a partner myself, after all.
やっぱりそうでしたか。あそこにいたので、そんな気がしてたんです。
We ended up at fork in the road. At a fork in the road. I am going this way.
あ、私はあっちですね。
She looked a bit disappointed.
あ、でも家の前まで送りましょうか。ここまで来て濡れるのもちょっと悔しいですよね。
Actually, my house is very close. No worries. Ah, master of the Romans. Chrissy, you baka.
そうですか？
Yes, regarding what we talked about. When do you want to do it?
今週はちょっと忙しいので、できれば来週からがいいんですが。
Anytime next week?
いえ、ごめんなさい。火曜と木曜だけなんです。あとは日曜日が空いてますけど。
Tuesday or Thursday is fine. I really don't want to come to school on a day off.
クリスさんならそう言うと思ってました。レッスンはどの時間帯にとってます？
Second period, so I will be free after the morning.
私は1次元目なので、お昼からでいいでしょうか。
Is after lunch fine too?
もちろんです。ならそのくらいの時間に練習室を取っておきますね。場所は
She inclined her head and thought.
わかりやすく練習室のある廊下の一番奥でどうです？
Wow, you even thought about the fact that he's dumb. That is very kind of you and very thoughtful. Sure, but I'm not sure yet if it will be Tuesday or Thursday.
どちらにしろ練習室にはいますよ。いつもそこで練習してますので。
Oh, that is convenient. Impressive.
いえ、私よりもっと練習している人はたくさんいますよ。
Even still, that's just like you, I suppose.
らしいですか？
Yeah, you know, like you're upper class, you're like aristocrat, you're like the king of Italy. And yeah, I think people like you are actually all better than these plebs below me and, you know, fucking workers with their hands dirty and stuff like that. He really got on my bad side with that one sentence. I mean, I guess it wasn't something you would normally say to someone you just met. I just had that feeling.
そうですか。
She simply smiled. Well then, see you Tuesday or Thursday.
はい。それではまた。
She gave a graceful bow and turned to leave. Remembering something, I quickly called out to her. Oh,
はい。どうかしましたか？
thank you very much for sharing your umbrella with me.
いえ、お気になさらずに。
So, that was easier than expected. After parting with Fall, I hurried home. God damn it. It always... Like, it feels so weird saying Fall or however, you know, when I'm speaking English. So that totally gets me out of the groove. Like, pronouncing something in a not English way while talking English, this is complicated. It's like talking German and talking English at the same time. I don't think I could do that very well. After parting with Fall, I hurried along the road home, which normally took around 3 minutes walking, and arrived at my apartment. My hair and clothes weren't that wet today. Obviously.
あ、おかえり。
Since I was out of breath, I took a few breaths before replying. I'm home.
走ってきたの？
Excuse me. I'm home. For a bit.
へえ、なんかあったの？
I suppose. What? I decided to explain it to her later, and stepped into the room.
あれ？今日はタオルで拭かなくてもいいの？
I'm not that wet. I guess I'll have to explain that as well.
ねえねえ、何があったの？
I went over the events of today with highly interest with the... God. It's weird, man. It's weird. Now that the good text that is actually readable is on the screen, and not the weird text that was barely readable, I start misreading everything. It's like, the bigger the task at hand for me, the better I perform, and when it starts getting easy, I fuck everything up. Basically the story of my life, actually. Like I always, for example in school, I always did better on tests that were hard, you know, than in tests that were actually easy. I don't know, I'm like a stress performer, I suppose. I went over the events of today with a highly interested fairy, as I always did.
へえ、傘をね。なんだか珍しいね。
I think so too, but then it might actually not be all that strange.
それもそっか。でも変な人ね。
How so?
クリスなんかに優しすぎる。
Good point. Hey now. Also, I don't think she would appreciate being called a weird person by someone like you.
どういう意味よ。
To be called weird by a self-proclaimed fairy with wings sprouting from her back is a little, you know...
あ、ひどい。
Then don't go off calling people weird. You reap what you sow.
そんなことないもん。変じゃないもん。
Okay, okay. You're not weird. So don't call Fal weird either.
ん？変にかばうね。
Good point. Also, I think I'm hitting... Oh, that's my controller who's hitting the board in front of my desk the whole time. Yeah, I have a board in front of my desk. It's kinda weird. Tough to explain without a picture. Don't reach so much into it. She shared her umbrella with me, so I just think she's a nice person.
たまに優しくされたからうれ。
Whoops. She frowned for a bit, then nodded as if coming to some kind of agreeable conclusion. It's a bit different from that. Not really sure, though. It was a bit hard to put it into words, so I left it vague like that. I figured she'd express me further on the... What? Oh no. I figured she'd press me further on the issue, but contrary to my expectations...
そっか。
Forney tilted her head to one side again, as if pondering something. What the hell was that? Did she disappear? Going over my day with her like this had become something of a daily routine. Even though she didn't like going out, she still wanted to hear all about the outside world. After having lived together for almost 3 years, even I still didn't quite understand this elusive fairy-like being. She could physically touch things, but she couldn't get wet from the rain. She could continue singing without ever growing tired of needing food. She could float in mid-air, but she couldn't fly, and she could disappear and reappear at will. Yet despite her disregard for the laws of physics, she still required me to carry her to high spots. Maybe you're just crazy. I guess that's probably not true, because this is a world where magic exists. I mean, you need magic to play your tell the future. Oh man, I forgot the name again. Foreteller, right? Something like that. You need magic to play your instrument. But wouldn't it be a twist if he was just crazy in the end? But every day she would go out of her way to prepare a towel for me at the front door. In short, it was impossible to come up with a logical explanation for Forney's existence. But as long as you expected her for what she was a lot of fun to have around. A long time ago, long enough for it to be mentioned in my history textbooks, magic was lost from this world. Before long, it was replaced by science, which continued to develop for many years. Even so, this world was still full of inexplicable things. A cheerful fairy that was skilled at singing was simply one of these oddities. It was pointless to even think about the physical boundaries of the world. Or so I believed nowadays. After my usual interaction with Forney, the day came to an end. Okay, next day, the 29th of November, is a probably correct Italiano. So, new day, new dollar, and maybe a new episode? Sounds good to me. So, this is going interesting. This is getting interesting. You already... To be quite honest, I personally expected this to be more the kind of... we play through all the routes, and then the end we get to know everything about this fairy. But he already starts to wonder, like in the very beginning of the first route. So maybe, just maybe, there will actually be a build-up to what is going on and stuff like that. So that is pretty cool. I always like a good build-up. You're always on my good side when your story has a good build-up. Then you can even say dumb stuff like Chris. No, actually you can't. I can't accept that he's a snob. But I will forgive him. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.